Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to have you with us. And Mr. Dubey, thank you very much for taking out your time. It's been quite moving as far as your message is concerned. And when we speak of take charge, breast cancer, every woman's concern, and we've seen the statistics, however, they're not looking bright. But when we take a look as far as how to avoid early diagnosis, that seems to be, when it comes to center of this initiative that has now begun on part of Novartis, which is called Take Charge. And as this initiative talks of, Mr. Dubey, how does it actually align when we speak to Novartis, taking it forward as you spoke in your keynote address, but can you elaborate a little more on it?
Thank you, Amita. It's really a privilege and honor for me to be here. This campaign is extremely personal and professional to me. I've been 30 years in the oncology space, and I've seen science evolve and move the outcomes based on patient individuality. Let me give two scientific examples onto this. The first one is in an area which is known as chronic myeloid leukemia. When I started almost 30 years back, we had hardly two treatments available for patients with chronic myeloid leukemia. It was hydroxyurea and interferon, with survival rates less than 5%. And we used to hear about talks of innovative treatment coming out, which will change patient outcomes. And then we had tyrosine kinase inhibitors, imatinib hitting the market, which changed the way CML was treated from being a deadly disease to a chronic treatment. And then came the second generations of TKI, and then the STAMP inhibitors today. Today, when we look at this disease, patients continue to stay years and years with chronic myeloid leukemia. And there's a talk happening around treatment-free remission, where we believe that patients with few years of treatment can go undergo remission, and they stop the treatment, and disease doesn't come back. That's the advancement of science. Looking at breast cancer, quite a few years back, all patients were painted with the same brush. One type of treatment, chemotherapy, not individualized. Over the years, the science has really taken innovation to the next level. We have each patient, there have been different surgical advancements, there have been imaging advancements, there have been diagnostic advancements today with genomics coming into play, and then there's been therapeutic advancements. And we at Novartis truly believe that this is one of our mission, to make treatments go personalized to every individual for cancer. And that correlates to the mission of Take Charge, because taking charge doesn't mean that just taking charge of your disease. It also means to have that informed consent and conversation with the doctor, which talks about your personalized care, personalized outcome, personalized benefit, personalized well-being. So it's all about taking charge of your disease to have your own outcomes of your disease.
So when you say personalized treatment, Mr. Dubey, how would you highlight when it comes to greater access and affordability that this message reaches all, especially to women, their families? As I said, early diagnosis is the key, but preventive measures, what can be undertaken, especially when you spoke of the age, less than 50 years of age. That is a number which is staggering, and it is also a concern. How do you focus on wider outreach?
Again, an excellent question, Amita, and thank you so much for asking it. Access is about two things. Correct. One is ensuring that everybody is aware about the diseases and their outcomes. And the second is access about treatments. We together in the society and everybody have to play part so that we are making more people aware by having those conversations where people are comfortable to have conversations about cancer. Generally, it's believed that cancer will strike everybody except a particular individual. And that's why people are not ready to have the conversation. When it comes to regards to medicine, I must highlight that access to medicine is a multifaceted challenge. And we require every stakeholder to come together to play a part on it. It cannot be a government's responsibility or a pharma company's responsibility or an NGO responsibility or an individual responsibility. But if we come all together as stakeholders, we can build a strong ecosystem where access is the center and the patient is the center of it. I must want to compliment the government here and congratulate them to a lot of initiatives as they have taken. Cancer is a central part in a lot of central government initiatives. Ayushman Bharat is one of them. A lot of state governments have specific cancer-driven programs to drive access for medicines. But in spite of these initiatives, Amita, only 38% of population today is insured. And in spite of all the advances which is being made, the innovative treatments are less accessible to patients through all the government's channels that are available. We need to work together how we can make these channels available. From our side at Novartis, we do play a very important part, and we try to see that we have patient support programs. We have been working with the UP government in 2 districts to work on a continuum of care, basically, and that is basically not to go right down to the individual level. We have trained ASHA workers in that 2 districts where these ASHA workers go house to house, talking to females in their local language, educating them about breast cancer, helping them to understand self-breast examination, and if any person is found with a lump or an early signs, they are referred to district hospitals, and then they are referred to a cancer treatment center or center of excellences for cancer treatment. That referral pathway and ecosystem has been created in 2 districts, and we are partnering with the government to do that. So access becomes a multifaceted challenge which we need to address, but my belief is that every stakeholder needs to take charge for access to be provided to patients in India.
What about affordability?
Affordability is always going to be a mixed challenge, Mita. There's a price of innovation that is always going to be there, but affordability should not be the reason why a patient shouldn't be able to get medicines. And to answer an affordability challenge, again, all stakeholders need to come together, because affordability cannot be only the answer of government, or affordability cannot be only the answer of a pharma industry. We partners have to come together, find out a sustainable solution which makes new innovative treatments more accessible to patients across the country. It could be through insurances program, could be through better packages in Ayushman Bharat, and could be through companies looking at innovative funding mechanism.
In the long run, how are you looking at your campaign, sir? Because when we speak of future care, does it only limit itself to breast cancer, or other cancers in general? Does it cover them too?
So when you talk about take charge, as we know that in India, breast cancer is one of the leading cancers today. We want every woman in India at least to be aware and should have the power to take charge of her own health with regards to breast cancer. We are continuously focusing currently on breast cancer as an area where we want to go deeper and ask every woman to take charge for their own health. If it goes well, then we look forward to making this campaign a more wider campaign.
So do you foresee any challenges or opportunities in this campaign?
I see only opportunities. I see that there is a huge segment in India which, if takes charge, can be early diagnosed, and we can have potentially better outcomes for patients.
So any message that you want to give across, as you said in your keynote address, that the women should know that they are not alone, that they have a family, that they have you, that they have Novartis, and that they can take forward as far as the Take Charge campaign is concerned? Any message for those women?
I have a message for every stakeholder. I want to request the government that let's together take the collective responsibility and take charge for better patient outcomes. I have a message for the doctors. I want to say thank you for taking charge for having better patient outcomes. I want to thank the researchers, and I want to tell them thank you for innovating new treatments that have better outcomes for patients, and thank you for taking charge to change and bend the curve of life for cancer patients. I want to thank the media partners too here, and I want to tell them that, guys, we together need to have the collective responsibility and take charge to make this campaign reach out to every segment in the society and across the country. And finally, I want to say to patients and caregivers, you are not alone. There's a huge amount of hope. There are better treatment outcomes coming. So take charge of your own patient outcomes for better and brighter quality of life and outcomes.
Well, that sets in motion. As far as Novartis' campaign is concerned, Take Charge, Reimagining Life After Breast Cancer. Thank you very much, Mr. Dubey. It's been enlightening speaking to you. And of course, this campaign, much success to you and to Novartis. Thank you very much. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.